Hey, hello guys, and thank you so much for coming to another one of my videos. Today, I actually want to try something a little bit different. I actually want to go ahead and leave you a little bit of time here, so you can go ahead and read the abilities. This is something new that I want to try out. I am going to go ahead and talk about each one of the abilities so I can make it faster, and then during the battle, I'll focus most on the battle, okay? Because I just sometimes repeat all the information over and over because I want to make sure that you guys understand what I am doing. Okay, so the passive that Askar has is that every 8, 6, or 4 seconds, his sword is going to glow, and that means that his next basic attack is going to deal extra damage. Okay, so it's gonna be on the basic attack. Now it actually resets the cooldown for the first ability you have, so this is a very good thing to know. Now the cooldown on it is gonna be 8 seconds. At level 5 it's gonna be at once you have Askar at level 5, the cooldown will be 6 seconds, and then at level 10 your sword will only take 4 seconds to glow. Now this passive alone can work very well with items. For example, there are items like Power of the Gods or also Trollbane that work similar to this one and can also be so much like very devastating whenever you proc all those abilities together. Now Trollbane and Power of the Gods don't stack, but either or can stack with Energy Blade, so keep that in mind. Now we're gonna go ahead and check the next ability. The next ability is gonna be a cone shape attack, which is this one right here. This is the ability that I level up first. It has armor and magical resistance reduction. It's 25% at level 4. The scaling is 30% of your physical attack, so that's a thing to keep in mind. And it also applies a 40% debuff on movement speed, which lasts 4 seconds. Now the mana consumption, very good. It only costs 55. So what I do is I use this ability, I proc my first ability, that way I can use it again. So they're going to be taking 120 damage, and then the second hit is going to hit harder because I already reduced their defense. So that's going to be a good thing to keep in mind. So that ability, level it up first. If you want it, if you want that ability to be more effective, it has physical scaling, so you would have to get any of your favorite physical attack or damaging items. So let us go ahead and head for the third ability. Well, the second ability, I'm sorry. For this one is the Icy Shield. This shield doesn't actually protect you from damage. All that it does is heal. It is a shield of ice that heals you and your ally units or teammates. Okay, so that's very good to keep in mind. It is affected by items that increase your healing, like Elven Armor. So this item works very well in conjunction with Elven Armor, and because it heals 2% of your HP, it works well with items that are going to give you a big pool of HP like Dragon Heart. Now I do leave it at level 1 because even though it deals damage, this ability deals damage is another plus thing about it. The damage is not something that I want to rely on. My damage comes from my first ability. It's a little bit more spammable, and I have more control when to deal damage. Now this one, it actually only explodes after 5 seconds have passed, or whenever it has taken up to 5 hits. Now keep in mind that the minions can destroy your shield, and it's better to use it whenever you're not being targeted, unless you're gonna need that extra HP to be able to be alive a little bit longer, because you want to make sure that you heal 10% of your HP, not 4%, not 2%, because they're gonna break or anything like that. So just use it accordingly. It works again. It works well with items like Elven Armor and Dragon Heart. Now, and it deals damage. Now the ultimate, I want to say that is the strongest single damaging ability. It's an AoE. It's a channeling ability. It has 800 max mana ratio, which I have no idea what it means. But I did use it with ability power in mana, and I was able to destroy a or one hit a minion. I'm sorry, an enemy. Let me see if I can show you the image, because I do have it right here. Okay, this is the image. I know that the game looks broken. It's because I do have a previous video showing you this, but this is the hit that I was able to give. Now I want you to look at the top left, the blue number. It's 760 or 83. Okay, that's a 6, I believe. So, or 8, I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it at 6. 763 was the damage. It was able to kill all minions. As you can see, the low ones, the 259, 415, 625, all one hit kill. It's very, very powerful ability. So I believe it's actually the strongest one in the game that hits only one time. Now it also applies a slow on the enemy. It's gonna be a 60% movement debuff. It's gonna be for 1 second, and that is as long as they're inside of the blizzard. Now, one item that could work very well with this ability is, since you have the scaling on the magic ratio, you can get an item like Dragon Horn, and that's going to give you 120 ability power plus 30% of whatever you have and whatever your base ability power is. So that would work very well. Now, another item that could be a defensive item that would work with this ability very well, it would be an item like Royal Shield, because it debuffs the enemy by 20% of their movement speed. So adding that to the 60% that this one provides, it's gonna be very, very helpful. So guys, I hope that that was able to help you guys. There are many things that I, of course, will. The ultimate has a lot of probes. It has a very high damage. It has a knockup. It sends them into the air. That's very good. And I guess a bad thing is that you can actually dash off of it, so you don't get crippled, and the channeling time could be a problem if you don't manage your abilities too well, because you need to apply the slows on the enemy in order to be able to be hitting them fully with that ability. Because you can cast it and use it right away, or you can let it channel and it's going to deal far more damage. Sadly, you would have to wait and see if the enemy jumps towards you, or if you're in a position in which you can go ahead and trap them and use your ultimate. That way you'll be able to use it all. So right here, as you can see, I started the way that I told you. I hit my first ability, and then I used my proc ability on my passive, and then I used my ability once again, so I would be able to hit the enemy twice. Now I already have my passive again, so if I do it again, it should be effective as well. Now right here, I am of course taking a lot of damage from the minions and a lot of damage from him, because he actually um, has really good damage. Color is very good. It's a champion that can spam abilities all day and doesn't have any problems. Now, the way that I build this champion, I like to have a good start. I like to start with Guardian Scepter, because it gives me just more mana. It gives me more ability power. If you like, there are many ways in which you can start. If you feel like you really need defense, you can of course start with an item that is going to help you clear, like Flame Armor, and you can keep items that are going to be helping you regenerate mana, like the gem that you can see right here, the blue one. It's energy gem. You can get items like that so that you can keep your mana going on. Now, another item that I like on this champion is, I do like to get agility shoes like most of the champions that I use. It's because I just like to change my positions a lot, and it allows me to avoid unnecessary damage as well. But you can get any boots that you like, of course. Now, another item that works very well for Askar is gonna be Elven Armor, and I cannot stress this one enough, because it helps you with your second ability. It helps you heal more. It increases your HP, and of course you need to have some kind of defense, because you are gonna be in front of the battlefield. So Elven Armor, it's always a plus. It increases your healing by 20% and your HP regen by 20% as well. So if you have an item like that, and you have an item like Dragon Sword, that alone already has such a good effect together that having more items would only complement this. Now, another item that I want to talk to you guys about is a Trollbane. Trollbane works very well on this champion, but I honestly feel like we can sacrifice it if we want to get something else because I already have I already feel like I already have Trollbane. You know, the passive it's basically the same. You can only proc it every 4 seconds at level 10. Once your champion's level 10, you're gonna be able to be hitting that passive more often. So I feel like you can use other items. Now, for some reason, I actually wanted to try to have Power of the Gods in this champion because I do want to have something in between that it's going to be like a hybrid. That way I can deal physical and magical damage because my first ability does reduce the physical and magical resistance of the enemy. Now, but that would have to be for a hybrid build, so you would have to comply with other physical scaling items. I just wanted to clear the wave, and he decided to jump towards me, so I took the opportunity to get him. Now, here now that I watched the fight, I did made a lot of mistakes, and that's the thing that I can't change anymore. But yeah, so the next item after Trollbane or Power of the Gods, I want to talk about Royal Shield because your abilities make the enemies low by 40%. If you have an item like Royal Shield, whenever someone is stacking you, you actually give a debuff on the enemy, which is going to be by 20%. Their movement speed will be reduced by 20%. And if you hit him with your first ability, that is a 40% debuff plus the 20 that we have for the shield, that's going to be a 60% debuff. Now, if that is applied whenever they are trapped inside of your ultimate, instead of having the 60% debuff, they're going to have an 80% debuff. So they're going to have a harder time leaving your blizzard. So that's going to be a good thing to know. So those are the items that I like. And the very last one, you can decide whether to get utility items. I've been wanting to try out to have Dragon Sword. I'm sorry, Dragon Heart. Because it's a lot of HP, 700 HP is a lot. It gives you a very nice unique passive. And I think that you can actually get a lot of things good because your second ability is gonna be working for you more efficiently because you're gonna have a lot of HP and your 2% is going to increase, and of course that's gonna be very helpful. Now let's see what other thing that I want to talk to you about. Um, the main thing about the build that I was thinking of, it was a build that I was thinking of at home. I'm sorry, at work, at home. I was thinking of about it at work, and the idea of me having Guardian Scepter plus Trollbane is because I did want to increase the passive effect, and I also did want to take advantage of the unique passive that Guardian Scepter has. Because the more mana I have, the more ability power I would get. So now, right here on this match, I was actually not following what I'm telling you right now because I was barely trying different things. And right here, what would have worked better, it's an item like a flame armor just to keep the damage on the enemy. Now he was able to dash away, but that's fine. I mean, I could care less. Oh yeah, I also wanted to show you the skin that I have. This is a skin that I actually own. I got it in a reward. I did paid some diamonds for it, and it's the skin that came out. I did use the rotation twice, and the 2 times I got the same fucking skin. So I decided to play this champion for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. And I am having fun with this champion. I am trying to learn. I think he's very powerful. I think he has a lot of potential. He has a very good early game, and he has a lot of sustain. Oh shit! He already went for full, fucking defense as well. Is that like a thing right now? Like going full defense, like me? Yeah. Cleared. The knockup is real. Now, there are many things that are gonna be. They're not gonna be as effective as before. For example, my enemy right here has defense boots. Those defense boots protect you from magical damage, and they also give you another thing that you have to know that is very, very important about those boots. They give you 35% tenacity. Okay, I think that's the way that it's pronounced. Tenacity, what it does is it's basically your crowd control. Now that's the only item that I've seen in this game that is providing that provides you with crowd control. Now, finding Kadar, it is very important. I cannot stress it enough. It is very important to have crowd control because he can stun you all day with no consequences. He just has to use his abilities. He has a passive in which he places a mark on top of you, and he can deal more damage on you, and he can actually stun you every time that he hits you, as long as you have the mark, because the mark will be consumed, and so on and so forth. So yeah, having an item like a defensive item, as those boots would have been a better option. Having flame armor would be a plus as well, and then for the very last item, I could have anything that would be more utility, more cooldown, anything like that. So right here, as you can see, he's taking a lot of hits, a lot of punishment, but he pretty much deal with it because he actually has a lot of defense. I don't know why he decided to do that, but yeah, he decided to go for full defense. Now, he actually self-proclaimed to be the best Askar in North America's in the North America server. So I don't know about that. I've seen a lot of players that do better than him, and they actually like rape you within seconds. Now this player, what he's trying to do, I guess, is he's trying to out sustain you because he doesn't need mana to attack, and he has a lot of defense, so he's gonna be able to just clear everything. Oh, he jumped right into the ultimate. That's very nice. If he didn't have as much defense, that would have been a lovely hit. Because I already have penetration, if I am not mistaken. I should already have head of extension. Yes, I do have it. So yeah, if he didn't have as much HP and magic resistance, that would have been a great thing. So right here, guys, just jumping into the match. The enemy, of course, is doing very well. Is doing very well. They're also building against me very efficiently because, of course, they decided to go for full magical resistance because it's a good thing to do. Like right here, I was not expecting them to be able to tower dive because I'm not usually always facing a TanKadar, and I know that that's a thing. Like right there, he has Executioner, which is gonna give him more HP. He has Elven Armor, which is gonna give him more HP, and he's gonna be protected against me. And then he also has the Magical Resistance Shoes with the 35% tendency. That is actually going to reduce my slows. For example, the slow that I have for 4 seconds, that one's gonna be reduced heavily. For example, for 3 seconds, you're gonna be taking away pretty much 1 second, 1 point something. It should be less than a three. It should be about less than 2 seconds. If you have a 3 second debuff, if you have those boots, you should have it for less than 2 seconds. Now, if you have a 1 second stun, it would actually be reduced to 0.39 milliseconds. No, that's not it. I don't know what. Yeah, just 0.39. Leave it however you want. So guys, this is a video that I wanted to show you today. I just want to talk about Kadar. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about Askar, but I actually lost this match. The reason why I posted this because it's I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match. I have lost many. I have won many. There are many fights that I decided not to upload because they were too easy, and there are other fights in which I have been raped because either I had lag or something else. I did not upload it because it would be really bad to have a match like that, especially again if it's just because I was super lagging. Now, I don't see that often. I don't see a TanKadar often, but I have seen them before. Um, I don't really get the concept of it, but if he was able to win, it means that it could be efficient. Now, I wanted to play against him again, but look, this is what he sent me, okay, guys? Let's see if he replies. I don't remember actually when he replied. There you go. So that's the self-proclaimed best Kadar NA. So yeah, this is something that I wanted to show you. It was a very good game. I was entertained. I made a lot of mistakes. I should have changed a lot of things. And one of the first things it was just to change my armor, because I mean I was getting 20% cold reduction, but I did not have any extra HP. I only had more mana. Now I think that I was getting enough mana from my Guardian Scepter. I should have gotten again like the items that I recommended in this case. Oh, maybe I should have gotten a Royal Shield, because he did not had any attack speed. But then again, he had platinum or the Violet Aura, meaning that he has full platinum set, which could mean that he has a really good attack speed set, because on the items that he purchased, he never worried about attack speed. So I'm assuming he did have attack speed gems. So guys, for the third or fourth time, thank you so much for watching this video. I am very tired from work. I apologize, but I did want to try something different. I wanted to see how it would look if I kind of talk to you about the abilities, the items that he can get, and then after that, I would just play for you. I don't know how would that go, guys, but thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.